And so I hope that you enjoyed the presentation. What we're going to do next is we are going to hear from our guest. And our first guest up tonight, I'm going to let Dr. Seavey turn on her camera and unmute her line and share with you a little bit about our first guest. She's amazing, but Dr. Seavey has worked side by side with really both of our guests. And so I want to give respect and honor where it's due. And Seavey is the incredible mentor of both of these individuals. So Dr. Seavey, take it away.
Thank you, Amy. Great job. Great job. So our first guest tonight is Barb McCubbin from Maryland, you guys. And Barb, you can go ahead and unmute and turn on your camera. And she's just going to share a little bit. We actually met on social media, and she was trying to recruit me for another company. Obviously, I had something to share, and we were supposed to meet that day. And so, Barb, I'll let you share how that all came to fruition.
Thank you so much, Dr. Seavey. I so appreciate that introduction. And, Randy and I have had such challenges ever since 2020. I don't know who could relate to this. We're into, excuse me, this is my very first time and I'm a little bit nervous, so please forgive my jitters. But like so many people, we had challenges in 2020. And because of that, we sold our home. It was a 3,500 square foot home, and we sold it and went down to a 450 square foot home. It was a she shed. And we lived on our daughter's and son-in-law's land, and we were going to plan on building our home. Well, life shifted again in that year. And so in 2021, we went out and bought 11 acres, and we had high hopes to building our cabin. We began by building a sawmill. We bought a tractor. I was the equipment operator, and we lived on the land with solar panels and a ram pump for water, and we started building. We started building our cabin, and things just got a little bit challenging. We did have these solar panels for electricity and the ram pump for water. And in January 2023, that was a month that everything just hit. It's like, wow. And I was losing hope of ever finishing the project. So Randy and I got very, very sick actually in February because of all the, challenges that we were going through. And we were sick for 3 weeks in bed straight out. And I looked at my husband and I said, Randy, we've never really been faithful in, taking supplements, but I think we might need some vitamins, maybe some immune boost. I don't know, but I'm going to start doing some research. And lo and behold, God is so wonderful. And he answered just that prayer that I said to my husband, need. And a beautiful angel appeared on Facebook. I mean, we already knew each other because I was actually introducing her to something else. And she offered us hope. So mid-March, because of Dr. Seavey's offering, we started our journey with taking all 6 of these products. And let me tell you, we knew this opportunity was a godsend. So we came in as founding members, and we put all the products into our bodies and have experienced remarkable transformations. In just a few short days to a few short weeks, things were changing for both of us. Our skin was getting softer, and we were having clarity thinking, and we actually started dreaming again, and we started thriving again, and it started lifting our spirits because we got better sleep, and we were working on the land, and our land was just but we were working on our land, and things were just transforming for us, that we had more stamina, more energy. And we love sharing the vision of we love this community and we love this vision of Kim Wees. We love our team and we're just here sharing. I was able to go to Salt Lake City because of all the shares that we've done. I was able to Anaheim because of all the shares that we've done. And I'm so honored to be able to share that we have hope again. And if we can share our story to offer hope to everybody, that's what we're going to do. We just don't want to leave anybody behind. We want to offer our love and hope for so many people.
I love that, Barb. Thank you for sharing. And you are just a light. And I wish I could show you a before and after picture because it looks like you've turned back the clock about 20 years with your health.
It's true. It's true.
So, yes. And you're building an amazing team. And I'm just so grateful for you. You're a huge blessing to so many people. So thanks for sharing on the Global Zoom tonight.
Thank you.
Awesome. So the next guest I get to bring up is definitely a genius in all things. He's a renowned gastroenterologist, and Dr. Fred Williams is just an incredible human being. You know, there's one thing to be an amazing doctor, but it's also just awesome when you can be an incredible human being that just genuinely cares about helping others. And he's literally one of the most selfless people I know. So Fred, Dr. Fred, thanks for sharing tonight, and you can take it away.
Well, good evening, everybody. Thank you for being on the call tonight. And first of all, I'd like to thank Amy and Dr. Stevie for their wonderful introduction. I think both of them very clearly and succinctly explained the science, the business, but more importantly, the whole purpose of this organization. I mean, we are here to change lives, not only from a nutritional standpoint, but also from a wealth and just basically spiritual standpoint. I mean, there's so much more to this company than just merely selling vitamins. And I think as you get into this, you realize this. And in fact, all of us were just at Anaheim, California for the first 3 convention. And it was just so clear from our leaders that were up on the stage, as well as from talking with people that you met at the meeting, that there's a certain person who becomes involved in this company. And yes, they are interested in an income. It would be, untruthful to not say that, but they're all interested in something bigger than that. They're interested in helping people to improve their health, to improve their wealth, to improve their overall lives. And that's what really, to me, has been so impressive. But, just to give you a little background about me, I'm a gastroenterologist practicing in St. Louis. I'm 63. I've been practicing for years and have always had a nutritional bend to my practice. I'm a big believer that food is so important. And in fact, don't get me going, but one of the major problems with medicine today is we think that we can cure everything with pharmaceuticals, a pill for every ill. And for years, I have always used some supplements in various ways to supplement a healthy diet. And as I think I think it was Amy said earlier, people say, oh, you don't need supplements. All you need to do is eat a healthy diet. And I think that generations ago, that was absolutely true. But now our food is nothing like it was before. Even though it may look pretty, all the different colors, a lot of our food is so devoid of the important nutrients, the vitamins and minerals, the phytochemicals. So I think that supplements are important. And as I said, I've used them for years. And then I came across these. And as I researched them, I found that they really are different. And I think the important thing that really needs to be driven home is the advanced delivery technology. I used to say for years that you are what you eat, and that certainly is true. And that's a huge problem with diet in North America. I don't know the numbers for Canada, but I'm sure it's not much different. But 60% of all calories consumed in the United States are processed food, which are essentially totally devoid of important nutrients. And so, I tell people you are what you eat, but now I've changed my view of that. And in reality, you are what you absorb into your cells. It doesn't matter what goes into your mouth, even if it is, truly healthy. If the vast majority of it passes out the other end, then you're not getting any benefit of that. And it's very clear that many, many nutrients, such a good example is turmeric, probably 5, maybe 8% at most of what you absorb, what you eat is actually absorbed into your cells. The rest is just gone. And what 3 has created, Dr. Dan and his team, are they have used advanced delivery technologies that had been used for a long time in the pharmaceutical industry to enhance absorption of drugs, especially things like chemotherapy. And they came along and said, why don't we use this on nutraceuticals? And we've got very good data showing that through the use of these advanced delivery technologies, that there's a marked improvement in the absorption of these phytonutrients. So you're actually getting within your cells where they really have a profound effect. The other thing that is really important is we have data that was just released from a study a couple of days ago when we were in Anaheim, showing that, at least in a test tube, and I think it's probably true in people, is that these various products have profound effects on various genes that are important in terms of inflammation, general health, brain health, whatever. The products actually turn on good genes and turn off bad genes. It's called epigenetics. It's a very, very hot field of medicine. You know, when I was in med school eons ago, and we were just kind of told that genes are what they are, you know, people would say, well, my father had a heart attack. Well, I'm just going to have a heart attack. That's just the way it is. And we now know that that's not true, that yes, there is genetic predisposition, but what you eat, how you live, exercise, smoking, rest, spirituality, community can definitely impact how those genes are expressed. And so now we have data that actually shows that our products allow the body to express good genes and turn off bad genes. So that's the science. But what I'd like to just end with is, when I got into it, first of all, you know, I researched the products heavily and was very, very impressed with what I saw. As was said, you know, our products are in the PDR, which is extremely unusual for nutraceuticals. As I said, only about 22 companies have done that. And we're the only company that has all of our products in the PDR. And you can't just call up the PDR and say, hey, we want our products in there. It's really going to help with sales. You have to go through a rigorous process where they vet your company and your products to make sure they are of the highest quality. So we are in an elite group to be in the PDR. So once I decided that I thought they were good products, my wife, me, my family started to use them. And I was just highly impressed with what they did. You know, like so many people, you know, at my age, in my 60s, you know, you have your general aches and pains. They just seem to melt away. The other thing is, unfortunately, a little over a year and a half ago, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer, and had to go through therapy for it. And they told me all the different things that had happened. And quite frankly, I've really been able to just kind of keep going. You know, I have lost a little muscle mass, but I still work out 5 or 6 times a week. I'm doing all the kind of things. I love to ride my bike. I ride my bike all the time. And I truly attribute that to having all the nutraceuticals, all the compounds that are in 3 that are just keeping my body going. And then, the last thing was, once I realized that these were helping me, I have put many, many patients on them. And the same thing, I'm noticing patients just getting better. They're coming back to me and saying, wow, I haven't felt this good in a long time. And, you know, one great thing about the 3 products is I think pharmaceuticals have their point. I mean, I certainly, as a practicing physician, have used many, many pharmaceuticals, and there's some of them that are very good. But what I love about 3 is this is just food. These are just natural compounds that have been formulated in a way to give physiologic responses. So unlike pharmaceuticals, you know, when you listen on TV and at the end of it, the guy talks at, 200 words per minute and tells you all the things that it can do to you, usually including death. You're not going to get that with this. You are just consuming food in a highly available, highly curated way. And I think that is just beautiful. And I'm a big believer in things being natural, things being from God, from what was provided for us. But now we're also using modern technology to bring them to the next level. So I think that it's just an amazing system that is going to benefit people. And the final thing is, I am kind of quote unquote semi-retired. I am still working to some extent, but this is really going to be what I'm pivoting to, is as I kind of fade away from actually being a practicing physician, is to being very involved with 3. And again, part of it is wanting a little additional income, which I think we all want, but also just this is a new kind of medicine to me. And, I think in reality, one thing about medicine for the vast majority of doctors, it's a one-on-one kind of thing. If you want to see more patients, you just work more hours. But we have the ability with this, through everything that was talked about, that our actions can have such an incredible ripple effect that you can have a positive effect on thousands and thousands of people that you will never meet. But I think that's really beautiful. So all in there, and just say, really give these products a good going over, you do your own research, get comfortable with them. But I can really say without any hesitation that these are the finest nutraceuticals I've seen. And I think that they have real opportunity to help you from not only a health standpoint, but also from a wealth standpoint.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dr. Fred. I always learn something when you talk, and that was incredible. And, this industry actually allowed me to retire and sell my practice too. So now we just get to go heal the world in a different way, right? With a lot more freedom. So I love it. Thank you so much for taking your time to be on here tonight. I know your time is precious, and so we really appreciate that. So Amy, you can close us out tonight.
Yes, thank you so much, both Barb and Dr. Williams. That was amazing. CV, thank you for all you do for all of us to keep us at our very best physically. And if you're on tonight, you're probably finding yourself in one of 3 places. Number one, maybe you want a little bit more information about trying some products and becoming a retail customer. Maybe you want a little bit of information about buying wholesale as a preferred customer. Or maybe you're like me and Dr. Williams and CV and Barb, and you think to yourself, if I get results and somebody asks, I want to be in a position to earn and make extra money. Or maybe you want to make a career change. I'm not sure where you're at, but get with the person that had you get on tonight and let them know, hey, I'm a 1, 2, or a 3. But thank you guys so much for listening, and I hope you have an amazing, amazing rest of your night.